Hi, Masterpiece friends. It's Vicki Schauhorn with Masterpiece Podcast. Today we're going to talk about a pretty tricky subject. I'm going to ask you guys, have you ever had a bad day? Yeah, me too. But today we're going to talk about how to handle bad days. Stay tuned. So, of course, we've all experienced bad days. We've all experienced the highs and lows that life deals us, right? You'll never meet a person that hasn't dealt with a bad day, right? With struggles, with obstacles, with adversity in their life. It's just part of life. It's what we call life. But oftentimes our lives can be driven, our emotions can be driven off of the time of life that we're in. If we're on the mountaintop, we're experiencing the highs in our life, we're excited, all is good with the world, right? But when we're in those depths, we're in the valley of life, what life sometimes deals us, and we're experiencing difficulty and we're experiencing troubles and problems, we can often be led by our emotions there too, right? And we can want to have a pity party, right? We can want to sulk in it. We withdraw from people who love us and care about us sometimes. Maybe we want to run from it, but we know we can't run very far, right? And we're driven by our emotions. And I want to encourage you through what I share today to really take hold of your emotions in those moments. And it's not going to be easy, okay? Because our natural tendency is to sulk, right? Is to be disappointed, feel discouraged, to feel broken, right? In those times of stress or the struggle, right? And so I want to encourage you today to kind of look at your life as an opportunity to grow, to look at those opportunities in the struggle, to see it as growth opportunities, right? And to just view it differently. Now, hang tight with me. I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds so foreign. Why would I look at obstacles as opportunities, right? It sounds weird, but I want you to understand the truth in all of this. In James chapter 1, in verse 2 through 4, it tells us to consider it pure joy when we face trials of any kind, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. We have to remember that God's word is true, right? And it tells us to face struggles and trials of any kind, right? And there will be many of any kind as opportunities to grow, to see the joy in it, right? Now that's easier said than done. And I understand that. I have been there where I wanted to sulk in my misery, right? In the obstacles that I was facing, right? And wanted to withdraw. I've been there, but I have learned in my years how important it is to look at those as opportunities for growth. And they will serve you so much better and beyond your wildest expectation if you allow yourself to go there and to think in this direction. We get to choose our perspective. We get to choose our joy. We get to choose to believe God's plan for our life is much bigger than our plan. We get to choose to view things the way that God views them in our life, right? He wants to develop us. He wants to strengthen us. And it's kind of like going to the gym, right? When we go to the gym and we work out, we have to face resistance to grow our muscles, right? It has to be uncomfortable, right? To be able to grow, to mature, right? To grow those muscles and to strengthen ourselves. Well, the same is true in life, with adversity, with struggles, with obstacles. They all help us mature. They all help us grow that muscle that we need to be able to be strengthened to go out and serve the plan and purpose that God has in our life and for our life. Now, I like to look at life as being a puzzle piece, right? In the scheme of things. When you're putting a puzzle together, let's say that someone just simply handed you a bag of puzzles, right? And 500 puzzle pieces put it together, right? But we don't know the full picture. We don't know the greater plan for this puzzle piece, right? And so it almost seemed impossible to be able to put this puzzle piece together in the way that it's designed to be put together by being simply handed all these tiny puzzle pieces that make up the bigger picture. But the beautiful thing is we have a creator, we have a master planner that knows the full picture, that knows the perfect design that he has created you for. And instead of handing you a bag of all the days of puzzle pieces that add up to your life, to add up to the bigger picture, instead of handing all of those to you at one time and allowing you to be overwhelmed with all the daily puzzle pieces, because amongst those puzzle pieces, you're going to have obstacles. There's going to be some highs and some lows in those puzzle pieces because it includes all the details of the full picture, right? But our designer protects us from that, right? He allows us to go through life one day, one puzzle piece at a time. He knows the full picture. It's up to us to trust him that he has designed it perfectly and beautifully and has allowed these puzzle pieces called days to build us, to create in us the character that we need to develop, the perseverance that we need to develop, the person that he desires us to be to go out and execute the plan and purpose that he has for our bigger picture, for our life. So I want to encourage you to look at it the same. There is a purpose and a plan for every puzzle piece, good or bad. Every puzzle piece, every detail in your life, there is a purpose and a plan, and God's ways are always greater than our own. And we know that, right? We can hold true to that. We can understand that. I want to share with you a story called The Butterfly. And I wish I knew who the author was. Unfortunately, I don't. I'd love to credit them. But it's such a powerful picture of obstacles and what they're designed to do. And this is simply called The Butterfly. It says, a man found a butterfly cocoon. He watched his cocoon for several days. One day, a tiny opening appeared in the cocoon. He sat very still and he watched as the butterfly struggled for several hours to force itself through the tiny hole of its cocoon. And then it just seemed to stop making progress. It appeared to the man as if the butterfly had gone as far as it could go and could go no further. So the man decided to help the butterfly out of the cocoon. He snipped the remaining bit of the cocoon with scissors, and the butterfly emerged effortlessly. There was something strange, however. The butterfly had a swollen body, and its wings were shriveled. The man watched closely, expecting that the wings would enlarge and expand to support the body, which would contract in time. But neither happened. In fact, the butterfly spent the rest of its life crawling around with a swollen body and deformed wings. It was never able to fly. Though the man acted in kindness, what he did not understand was the restricting cocoon and the struggle required for the butterfly to get through the small opening of the cocoon by itself are God's ways of forcing fluid from the body of the butterfly into the wings so that it would be ready to fly once it has achieved its freedom from the cocoon. Friends, so many times we want to be rescued from our obstacles, right? Or we want to rescue our friends through their obstacles. But we have to know and understand that God has used every obstacle in our life to serve us, not hurt us. To serve us, to strengthen us, to build that muscle, to allow us to expand our wings and to be able to go out in this life and fly more easily in the direction that he has desired for us to go. Remember James 2:4, consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you face trials of any kind. Those trials are meant to serve you. In 2 Corinthians 4:17 through 18, it says, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what's seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. God sees the big picture. even when you don't. Know that every puzzle piece adds up to the greater plan. You were created for so much more than you can begin to comprehend, that you could begin to even envision. Understand that God sees you and He knows that He has a plan and purpose for your life. So be willing to see those obstacles as opportunities to grow you, to strengthen you, to build your character, to strengthen those life muscles, to help you have the full potential to be able to go out and fly and experience the joy, to experience the life that He has designed and prepared for you. I love you, friends. You are a masterpiece, created in His image to do great things. I love you all. Have a wonderful week.